Here we go, doing a little countdown. And we're live. What's up, Facebook peeps and YouTube
Hello.
peeps? And we got Damon Burton over here. We got ourselves phones are ringing off the hook. Things are going well.
Call now.
Yes, right now. But look, it's just, I mean, we haven't even sold anything yet, but we're going to talk about the Inner Circle book. And it's Damon Burton. He is the CEO of SEO National, best-selling author, like 4 times over. Is that what I remember hearing?
Yeah, it's well, so I have my book, and then I've contributed to 3 other books, and all 4 have gone on to be bestsellers. So it's been cool to participate in that.
Well, you know, I'm just honored to have you on there, and you were actually the first person that got the call, that got the chapter in, which just shows the kind of person that Damon is. And he was one of the original reasons why I was inspired to do this original book, because the name of his title is My $50,000 Bracelet. So I would love for you to share with everybody that story, brother.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, the story itself is funny, and then it's funny that it's gone on to birth and inspire this book and other things. So what had happened is it was my first year at FHL 2 years ago. I was familiar with FHL, had a lot of friends and business acquaintances in that world, but I'm the organic guy. I do SEO. And so I had never attended. And then I joined and I went with Josh Forty. So a lot of people in the ClickFunnels community will be familiar with Josh Forty, and he's a good friend of mine. So he was kind enough to let me tag along with him and show me the ins and outs and who's who of the community. And when we got there, if you're familiar with Funnel Hacking Live, there's an early access section. And so that section is for award winners, Inner Circle members, coaching clients and students and things like that. So I could go everywhere that Josh could go except for past this invisible line to early access. And that really bothered me. So what I did is I went up to the security person, the attendant, and I said, hey, I don't expect anything for free, but is there an option to upgrade so I can go back there with my friends? And they said, I think so. Go talk to customer service. And I went and talked to customer service where the registration was, and they said, no. And I said, but they said yes. Well, sorry, it's a no. And so then they said, it's just for coaching clients and award winners. And I said, well, what's the coaching thing? And they said, well, I didn't expect anybody to ask us. And so let's call in Robbie Summers. If you're not familiar with who Robbie Summers is, he's kind of the lead sales guy at ClickFunnels. And so I wait a few minutes, Robbie comes along, super high energy kind of guy. If you've ever been to FHL, he is the guy that is literally yelling, and you can hear it across the venue. So he comes up and says, what's up? And I told him what I just explained. My friends are over there and I'm over here. And he says, yeah, you can't go back there unless you are in the coaching program or win an award. Are you interested in coaching? And I said, honestly, no. And he goes, okay, well, what about a mastermind? And I said, maybe. And so in my mind, the evolution of this conversation, I was thinking I would be willing to pay $1,000 to change the color of my bracelet. And Robbie comes back and says, well, cool, we have this mastermind. We're reopening it. And it's $50,000, and you have to make $1 million, all that stuff. And I said, okay, well, I can check off the revenue and this and that, but $50,000. So in my mind, I'm going, how did I go from $1,000 to $50,000? But that's why I was there. I was at FHL because I had this dialogue with myself where if I was able to accomplish the things that I had accomplished without doing paid ads, 0 lead gen, then I was looking for what are the next options, like all these opportunities I'm leaving on the table if I was more intentional about lead gen. So here was my opportunity to shortcut a lot of the learning curve about lead gen. And the conversation was surprisingly short, 90 seconds before I said, sign me up. And so we went from 0 to 50 grand in a 90-second conversation. And that birthed the story of the $50,000 bracelet.
That was awesome because I remember, for those of you guys that haven't seen or met Robbie Summers, I call him the Energizer Bunny. And I know that there's more to this $50,000 bracelet story. What did your wife think about? Because I know, usually love like expensive jewelry, right?
Yeah, well, so I had a hoodie now after investing $50,000. And so I went back to the room. My wife was back at the hotel room with our kids. And I said, babe, I got a new color bracelet and a hoodie. Guess how much it cost? And so her knowing it was probably something ridiculous jumped to $10,000, which is fair. And I said, no. And she goes, more or less? And I said, more. And she says, $20,000 more. And so we reveal the investment of $50,000. And I think it was so much out of her expectations that she just didn't say anything. But this isn't the first time where it's been, her and I are opposites in many respects. And so she's not really into the entrepreneurial world. And so she's trusted over the years of making good decisions. She trusts my decision. She doesn't get the decision, but she trusts it. And so now seeing the relationships we've built and the benefits that have come from being in the group, now we can laugh about it. But at the time, she's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's funny because a common theme that we've had with these conversations is we've interviewed the authors of the Inside the Inner Circle book, which there's a link down there below for you to buy it if you want. And I had it priced at $250 because that's the most Amazon will let me charge. We're doing a book launch in Mexico next week. Damon's flying down. I'm flying down. Get into that mastermind. There's $25,000 to get into that coaching program. So I would have set the price tag at $25,000. But they only let me do $250. But right now, until Sunday, until the mastermind starts, the Atlas group for Russell is $250,000. That starts on Monday. So from now until Sunday, you can buy a beautiful hardback edition of this book for only $27. So go buy one.
Yeah.
And then if you're smart, just arbitrage it and sell it for $200 on used, what the people do with Russell.
Now it's gonna hit another bestseller. Everyone's gonna go buy it and arbitrage it.
Best used seller book of all time. Like people are going to be trading it on Anyways, I digress. So brother, and you and I work together, and you're just brilliant, and I love all the insights and the SEO and everything that you've done, and what are some of the things that you've learned inside the inner circle? What are some of the relationships? What are some of the things you value most that you get by buying that $50,000 bracelet?
Yeah, there's been a couple things. The investment price point has been a learning bullet point in itself, because no matter how successful you are, $50,000 isn't cheap. But what I've realized is it's a quality filter, because if you're in a group that has a minimum requirement of an investment of $50,000 or higher, then by default, that is going to encompass other people that have had to have accomplished some sort of reasonable success and have the skill set and confidence to be willing to bet on themselves and invest that much. So I used to actually avoid a lot of networking opportunities just because I didn't feel like they were on the level that I wanted to participate. So there's a lot of great groups, a lot of local kind of things, nice people. I just felt like I was in a different league or pursuing a different league. And once I was exposed to this type of level, I didn't really have a lot of imposter syndrome or anything like that. You just don't know what you don't know. And so then being exposed to this level, it was like, that's the gap I was missing. That this bridges the gap between wanting to network, but not wanting to network in the previous arrangements that I've been exposed to. So since then, now I always have my radar up to how can I buy access to the education, shorten learning curves, get access to the people that I want to meet. And these higher price points are largely a quality filter that allow you to do that. So that's been one thing. One of the tactical things I've learned is the phrase that we use in the group is leave a man behind. And so I, like many of us, am very passionate about what I do. And so certain things are hard to let go of. And it's an ongoing learning curve where it's like, okay, well, I'm finally willing to let go or delegate this responsibility. And then you do that, and then you focus on the next thing. And then that next thing becomes your baby. And so then you have to repeat that where it's like, well, I don't want to let that go. And so it's been really cool to see other people and what they accomplish and how they accomplish things and what industries they accomplish things and in what ways they do it. And then what they do is they enjoy the art of it, and they appreciate the ability to reinvent themselves or reinvent the processes. And once they, like, it's like a game, right? You're in a competition with yourself. So once you prove to yourself the next level, then you train somebody, delegate somebody, and then you leave that responsibility behind with them so you can move on to the next bigger and better thing that you find personal fulfillment about. So I would say those are the first two things that come to mind.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, we only got a few minutes left, and I know you're the king of SEO. and you've helped, like the Utah Jazz and Fortune 500 companies, and you've done, you're the best I've ever seen. I even owned an SEO company back in the day, and I've seen it all, and you're the best, brother. Period. Point blank. I've seen it. What are
Thank you.
maybe one or two nuggets that you might tell somebody about SEO? Maybe there's a falsity that's out there, or maybe there's just one thing that they could do and implement, and then be like, wow, Damon was right. I need to call this guy and learn more.
Well, for this type of audience and the funnel audience, I'd probably double down on what I talk about in the book, where there's a lot of opportunities in optimizing funnels. And a big part of that is just on the page speed. And so I'll give a little short nugget on how you can improve your page speed, which benefits you two ways. If you're in SEO, then there's other things you can layer on top of improving your page speed that long term will help SEO. But in the short term, it also helps your cost per click. And so I gave a presentation in the group where there's really easy ways you can improve the page speed, and I can kind of illustrate them to the audience now. So the reason why improving page speed benefits SEO and then also cost per click, right? A lot of us in this community pay for traffic. And so part of that paid traffic is an ad quality score. And that ad quality score is based on a variety of things. And of course, it's influenced by the amount you're willing to pay. But part of that is, if you pay Facebook to take a visitor off their site to your site, they want to get their money's worth. And so if they send that visitor to your website and your website loads slow, then that person probably isn't going to buy something because it was a poor user experience. And if they don't buy something, you're less likely to go back and reinvest in Facebook. So they're going to charge a premium because they know that that page loads slowly, and that's probably going to be the outcome, is that they're not going to buy and you're not going to come back. But if your page loads quickly, it improves the user experience, improves the conversion rate and the likelihood that somebody's going to buy. Therefore, you're more likely to go back and invest on Facebook ads and buy more. And the same thing applies to Google ads. So if you can improve your page speed, that improves your ad quality score, which decreases your cost per click. So I'll give you an example of how you can do that. I'll give you two quick things. So one is there's a free website called gtmetrics.com, GTMetrix. Go there, type in your funnel URL. You might have to change, it'll give you an option for desktop or mobile. Change it to mobile, and that usually will give you a more accurate score for funnel landing pages. But GTmetrix will tell you very specifically what is bottlenecking your website. So if you're familiar with development, you can improve it. If not, forward it to your funnel builder. But it's a very literal blueprint of what to do to improve your page speed. Now, the other thing that you can do, which will probably be revealed in GTmetrix, is the most common thing that I see that delays page speed is oversized images. So what I mean by that is you have this cool hero image at the top of your landing page, and it's, relatively speaking, it's this big on the screen. It looks like it's 3 inches by 2 inches, but the raw file is your original image straight from your phone, and it's 10,000 pixels wide. So even though you see it smaller, the browser and your customers and their devices have to load the massive image to then just display it smaller. So it's loading the bloat and the delay of that huge image, slowing down the website, decreasing your quality score, increasing your cost per click. So a really easy solution is right-click on all of your images on the landing page. And in most browsers, there's some sort of tool that will say something like inspect. When you inspect it, it will tell you the display size. Then you can right-click on the image, open it in a new tab, and see the raw size. Resize that image to the display size. Your landing page will look exactly the same, but now you're just eliminating that excessive bloat. Now, the last thing I'll give to improve the page speed is I often see a delay on videos. ClickFunnels has a great tool called a video pop-up. In other terms, it's called a light box. What happens is if you have a video, especially further down the page where you have to scroll down, whether your visitor scrolls down or not, they are going to have the delay of the code of that video. So instead of always playing that video and slowing down the website, no matter if people see it or not, use the video pop-up feature, because then what that does is it only loads the video code when a visitor pushes it. So then that frees up all the time, improving the page speed for everybody else that may or may not push that. And so again, that's going to increase your page speed, improves your user experience, and lowers your cost per click. So we did this in a presentation in Inner Circle. 2 people came back, did it within a week. One increased their conversions. I think it was 27%. and the other dropped their cost per lead from $9 and change down to $3.80. So it only took 20 minutes. So a really simple thing that you can do to have a big impact.
That's awesome, brother. I just, and so here's the thing. We need to figure out a way to like clone your mind, and we need to be able to, and then have this and have people buy Damon AI and have Damon AI be implemented into their business so they can do these things. Because to me, like I'm listening to what you're saying, it's just like, that's incredible. There's no way in the world I can do it. So either you need to go call Damon and his team and he'll have a demo call with you, or we need to clone Damon and you can buy Damon AI and they'll come in there and do all that stuff.
Well, good news. I won't say the domain yet because it's not ready, but I am building out a funnel testing tool that'll tell you how to do this on your own.
Love it, brother. And then we'll build the next step that'll implement it for you. But I know we got to go. I don't want to give away all the secrets. I can't wait to hang out in Mexico with you, brother, and your wife. Is it just the two of you? Bringing any kiddos?
No, we were actually down there at Xcaret a couple of weeks ago. So we did the family thing. So this time it's just business.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to hang out in the sun and have some fun and learn some stuff and network and do all that. And we'll have the big book release party down there as well. So.
Yeah, I'm bringing my copy. I'm going to get everybody that participated to sign it.
Heck yeah, brother. It's just like the yearbook. Love it. Well, thanks.
All right, man.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Where should people go if they want to learn more about Damon and SEO and get to the top of the first page of Google?
Yeah, go to freeseobook.com. Down there, it'll give you a bunch of these secrets. There's no upsell, totally free on the thank you page. It just invites you to an upcoming Facebook group.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for swinging by. I will see you in
Thanks,
Mexico.
Dustin. Yep. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.